Latest news. What if the one move that makes the Lakers simple again is a 7-footer who owns the paint on defense and stretches it to 25 feet on offense? What if the half-court stops feeling crowded and starts feeling inevitable because Brook Lopez is wearing purple and gold, planting roots in drop coverage and planting flags in the corners? Picture crypto on a Thursday night. LeBron waves traffic, AD lurks on the weak side like a trapdoor, and Lopez flips a screen, slips 2 steps, then drifts to his office above the break. The closeout is late, the net whispers, and the other bench starts talking to itself. If that image already lowered your blood pressure, tap subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report and drop your first reaction, because the board gets cleaner, the choices get fewer, and winning starts to look like math. Start with geometry. LeBron Lopez in high PNR is a riddle with 3 wrong answers for the defense. If the big sits in a deep drop, LeBron walks to the nail, forces a 3rd defender, and kicks to a corner 3 born from gravity, not luck. If the big shows high, Lopez floats to 24 feet, catches, and fires before the closeout finishes its second. Curse word. If they switch it, LeBron hunts the mismatch while Lopez screens again, turning switches into scrambles and scrambles into layups. Meanwhile, AD is liberated to be a heat-seeking missile, baseline cut, lob, weak side glass cleanup. It's not a highlight reel. It's a blueprint where the lanes are painted, the reads are obvious, and the stars get to choose instead of invent. Now tilt the camera to defense. The Lakers are at their nastiest when AD isn't the only firefighter. Lopez brings a second hydrant. In drop, he plays chess, not volleyball, verticality, length, and timing that turn layups into second thoughts. Guard gets beat? Fine. Lopez takes away the rim with a soft wall and longer arms, funnels the drive into a floater, then boxes out like the rebound owes him back pay. Short switches. He can survive, delay the paint touch, and shove the ball back into help, where AD prowls like a tide. This is how you make 24 seconds feel short to them and long to you. Watch an opponent's floater rate rise and their shoulders sink. That's backline trust turning into fourth-quarter fuel. The playbook gets wider without getting heavier. Spain. Pick and roll? Make it standard issue. Lopez screens, a guard back screens. The big AD flashes behind, and the defense has to sacrifice either the lob, the top of key 3, or the shooter in the corner. Delay action? Put the ball in Lopez's hands at the slot, hand off to Reeves on a tight curl, and when defenders top-lock the DHO, slip and punish. Horns twist? One big dives, AD. The other pops, Lopez. LeBron reads tags like he's scanning. Barcodes at checkout. 5 out? Now the paint is a rumor until LeBron decides it isn't. The result is a shot profile you can live on in May. Rim, corner, and wide open above the break 3s from a center who doesn't blink. Clutch time is where the purple and gold have to cash it. 2 minutes left, 1 possession game, side out. LA flows into ghost PNR. Lopez shows the screen and disappears to the arc. AD drifts baseline. LeBron keeps the dribble alive until someone admits a mistake. If they trap, Lopez becomes the pressure valve at the top, hits the corner, and the defense is already late to the long rebound they just gave up. If they stay home, LeBron takes the runway. If they switch, AD gets a guard on his hip, and the lob comes with a signature. Simple. Reads. Scalable outcomes. 7 games of the same questions until the other team gets tired of answering. Zoom in on the ripple effects. Role guys become sharper versions of themselves. Rui's cuts get paid because the paint is unclogged. Reeves's craft explodes because handoffs with Lopez are like hidden toll roads to the rim. Cam's corner. 3s stop feeling like charity and start feeling like taxes do. The second unit stops bleeding because early offense pistol with Lopez trailing punishes lazy matchups. Pitch, rescreen, pop, bucket. And LeBron, he graduates from do everything to decide everything. That's the difference between surviving 82 and arriving intact for 16 wins. Matchup lab time, because banners are earned by problem solving. Denver. Jokic makes you pick which part of your soul you're willing to lose. Lopez lets you live in. Honest drop without surrendering the arc, and his pop forces Joker to log miles out to 25 feet. Minnesota. You answer Twin Towers with shape, not ego. Lopez keeps the lane breathable. AD hunts from the weak side, and your defensive rebounding doesn't die on contact. Dallas. Luka Kyrie is rhythm poisoning. Lopez shrinks the rim while not over-helping off shooters, and on the other end, his pick-and-pop drags their bigs into cardio they didn't plan for. Clippers. They love to switch and junk up actions. Fine. A 5 who pops instead of posts erases their favorite stunt. Make smalls rotate, not flex. There's culture embedded in this move. Lopez is a less talk, more timing, big. He sets angles like he's paid per degree. He communicates in drop like a crossing guard with a whistle. He boxes out in April like it's October because he knows May doesn't forgive details. That tone leaks into everything. You'll feel it in shorter film sessions, cleaner first quarters, fewer possessions where the ball sticks, and more where the advantage gets passed like a baton. It's the difference between hoping for an AD masterpiece every night and building a stage where AD only needs to bring the final act. Okay, deep breath. Let's talk like adults. There's no podium shot, no jersey over the shoulders moment, no cap space miracle posted with a filter and a caption. What we're doing here is structured belief. Basketball logic lining up with roster reality and playoff urgency. It's speculation, and we're telling you that cleanly here in the second half. But it's the kind that uses real wood for the bonfire. Fit, timing, and an identity that's been whispering the same sentence since the bubble. Put a stretch and protect 5 next to AD, and the game simplifies. Money and mileage matter. Bigs who both shoot and wall up have odometers you manage, not ignore. You don't chase 7 for 10 every night. You keep the gravity honest even when the percentage is stubborn. You stack innings, not just swings. 20 clean minutes that turn your stars into fourth-quarter monsters beats 32 chaotic ones that burn the legs you need in May. You also design guard cover so your drop doesn't turn into a layup line. First contact at the point, rear view contests, no Oli on the hip. Lopez's value is compound interest when the guards keep the math honest. Business side? It's a spreadsheet with feelings, assets, apron, picks, and principle. You weigh the cost against clarity. Knowing who you are before the All-Star break is worth more than finding out after Easter. If the lane's open, agents aligned, cap threads woven, front office courage intact, the rest is signatures and a seat at the presser. If they don't, the standard stays posted on the locker room wall. The 5 next to AD must protect the rim, stretch the floor, and make the game easier, not louder. Names can change, the equation can't. Let's return to the court, because that's the point. Early offense with Lopez trailing is a cheat code. Pitch ahead, drag screen, rescreen into a pop, and the defense is choosing between a rhythm 3, a downhill drive, or a dunker spot lob. Mid-game, you live in delay sets. Ball to the top, handoff, repitch, backdoor when they cheat, corner 3 when they overhelp. Late game, you shrink the menu to 2 trustworthy entrees and cook them 5 different ways. LeBron Lopez PNR with AD weak side, or AD Lopez horns twist with LeBron as the hammer. You're not hiding. You're daring teams to solve the same clean problem 4 straight times. There's also the crypto tax. LA asks for style points, but it pays for substance. Lopez gives you both in a quiet way fans learn to love by Christmas. The block that doesn't go into the 12-second comp but kills a run. The pop 3 that flips a crowd from anxious to smug. The box out that steals an extra possession LeBron turns into theater. You can feel a building shift when a team plays with clean edges. It's the difference between applause and relief. Risk inventory, because transparency is part of this channel. If the shot deserts him for a week, you don't panic. You underline the same actions and trust regression. If a matchup demands more switch-heavy looks, you adjust coverages and lean harder on AD's mobility while keeping Lopez's minutes tailored to second units and set possessions. If health throws a jab, you use the regular season like a lab. Keep your identity intact and don't reinvent yourself in March. The whole idea of Lopez is stability, not script flips. Now the fun part, your chalk. First possession after a timeout, with 1:12 left. Are you calling pure Spain with Reeves as the back screener and AD ghosting to the rim, or are you flipping it into Spain twist? Reeves screens, slips to the corner, and Delo becomes the surprise. Back screener to fry their drop on the second action? You could go horns twist into a LeBron drive, Lopez lifting to the slot as a safety valve, then boomerang it back to Bron for the re-attack if they stunt early. Want to punish top lock? 5-out delay, Lopez at the top, dribble handoff into a backdoor for Rui because their wing got cocky trying to sit on the handoff. Hit him in stride, 2 feet, glass. If they ice your side PNR, flip the angle and turn it into Chicago action. Pin down into DHO. So Austin gets downhill with Lopez popping behind. First read pull-up, second read pocket to AD, third read kick to the corner slot. Need a hammer? Empty side pick and roll with Bron. Lopez pins the weak corner defender on. The baseline, skip, feet set, net. Baseline out, BLOB, with 8 on the clock. Box alignment, Rui screens in, Reeves curls, Lopez fakes the brush, and immediately pops to the slot, catch and shoot or one dribble right into a quick swing. Sideline out, slob, after a coach's challenge, zipper cut to Bron, ghost screen from Lopez, AD dives late, if they switch, duck in on a guard, if they trap, hit Lopez at the top for the short roll and spray. 2-for-1 math, quick split into a Lopez trail 3 with 42. On the game clock, trust your defense, then come back to Horn Spain for the dagger. They switch everything? Great. Go to Slip City. Double ghost with Reeves and Lopez. Bron keeps the dribble alive until a miscommunication opens the lane. If their small is guarding Lopez to switch the pop, set a small screen first to force. The cross match, then flow into the main action. Put your set and your counters in the comments and tell me which matchup you're hunting. Their slow 5 in space, their skinny wing on the glass, or that point of attack guy who hates getting screened twice in 10 seconds. This fan base knows ball, and we build these videos like huddles, voices in the circle, eyes on the clock. Defense wins the handoff after the huddle, so script that too. Out of timeouts, do you ice their side pick and roll into Lopez's chest and bring weak side X-outs to cover the spray? Or do you peel switch late to keep Bron out of unnecessary tags? If Luka-type creators are hunting Lopez in space, scram the mismatch early. Reeves peels the roller, AD takes the ball, Lopez drops to the rim and becomes a shot deterrent again. Late clock, force middle to the loaded side and trust the backside. To stunt and recover, Lopez shows verticality, no swipe downs. 1 foul to give, use it at 29 to blow up their pet ATO and kill rhythm. Then switch to zone on the baseline inbound so their hammer isn't on time. Mismake subs. On a make, get Vando-type length in to press the catch. On a miss, keep shooters so the 2-for-1 stays alive. Rebound rules. Lopez carves with his hips. Rui hits and pursues. Guards pinch down on the nail. No leak-outs until someone yells clear. If they run Spain at us, top lock the back screener and wedge the roller. If they run ghost into a slot 3, pre-switch so the ghost dies on arrival. And if the whistle goes sideways, calm is a coverage. Live with contested 2s, erase corner 3s, and make the last 60 seconds feel like 30 to them and 90 to us. If this thing graduates from whiteboard to welcome graphic, the Lakers don't. Become a different team. They become a sharper version of who they've wanted to be since 2020. Defend the rim without packing the paint. Stretch the floor without sacrificing toughness. Let the stars decide instead of improvise. Lopez lets Bron run the chess clock instead of the treadmill. He lets AD be the heat-seeking missile on the weak side instead of the only firefighter in the building. Shooters stop living on hope and start living on rhythm because the help lives a step deeper and the kick-out arrives a beat sooner. The fourth quarter stops being a cliff and starts being a ramp. Clean triggers, 2 dependable entrees cooked 5 different ways, and late-game possessions that feel pre-planned, not improvised. 7 games start to feel like 4 problems the other team can't quite solve. The pop that drags their 5 to 25 feet, the lob that punishes the overhelp, the slot 3 that won't go away, and the glass that stops giving them life until... There's ink. We'll keep it honest. This is the standard, not the promise.